Hey people, it's Memory Sun here, where Sun becomes one with you and you become one with the new world around you. Today, I'm coming to you yet again with this special fragrance that is dear and near to my heart. This particular fragrance is well known in the community, but is also one of the, it's not controversial, but it gets a lot of mixed emotions for multiple reasons. Mainly being that it is synthetic, it's not that unique, but it does work, and it does have good performance, and it gets compliments. This is also a fragrance that really, in a way, launched me into the fragrance game. I got it for my 19th birthday, so it's about a year and a half now, and this was actually my first major designer, one of my more top tier designers. It really made me delve into the fragrance reviewing. It really got me into just getting into fragrance, just researching the notes, just thinking about them that much more. It was some sort of a launch pad for me. And it was a gift from my mother and brother, and so you can understand that it does mean quite a lot to me. And the fragrance at hand today is Dior's Sauvage. Now, the main problem about this fragrance, well, I say problem, the main thing that people dislike about it is that it is synthetic. And believe me, I'm not gonna lie about it, I'm honest. It is synthetic, but at the same time, it's beautiful. It can be beautiful. It has a metallic ambroxany. It is an ambroxan bomb feel to it, and woody is what I get mostly out of it. But to some, it's a bit spicy. On my skin, it really has beautiful development. I really get the woodiness out of it the most on my skin. Now, another thing about this fragrance, which you should look out for, is Dior Sauvage is a projection beast. Now, considering longevity and sillage, it's not that big of a player. In comparison, I actually talked about Dior Sauvage just recently with my brother John Savas, and he said in comparison, Tom Ford's Black Orchid doesn't project that much, but has a beautiful sillage, that sensual, that just really captivates you. It smells differently there, as Jeremy Fragrance would say, lingers in the air. But Dior Sauvage, it is pretty linear. It doesn't have an amazing that of an amazing sillage, but boy, does this thing project. Personal anecdote: when I go to school, I usually put only 2 sprays of fragrance on myself. No matter what fragrance I wear, I don't want it to be cloying. I want it to be kind of comforting, inviting. And that's exactly the same thing I did with this one. And when I was outside in a slight breeze, my friend was like, you smell nice. But when I went inside, my other friend was like, yeah, it's a bit too much. What is this? Oh, is it you? Yeah, it's you. And the reason being why it can fool you is Dior Sauvage has one of the softest atomizers I have ever felt. Not one of the softest. Just watch the softness of this cloud. Bam. It's a mist. And as a Dior, it sprays out half a bottle on one spray. A huge cloud. You essentially get drenched when you spray this, but it's so soft. You don't feel it falling upon your skin. So don't let that fool you. Now, considering the smell. Now this despite it being synthetic, don't let syntheticness deter you. It doesn't have to. It doesn't. If something is synthetic, it doesn't mean it's bad. Of course, synthetic fragrances might deter some people from it. As a person I know from also John Savas, he once wore Sauvage. I think was like 2 sprays or maybe a bit more, he had to wash it off. It choked him out. Then I respect that. If it's too much for you, it's too much. There's nothing bad about that, but don't let it make you not try this. It might surprise you. It's amazing. It does work. It does get compliments. But the thing that describes this the most, as it says, Sauvage, meaning savage, is the advertisement that goes with this thing. It's Johnny Depp, all packed and wild, dressed and ready for action. In one case. But in the other, it can make you feel like a gentleman. Like someone who's really elegant and ready. Who's really sure of himself. But that's if you tend to dress this thing up. Because it is also one of the most versatile fragrances that you can find. It'll work beautifully in the summer. Maybe not in heat that's too large, but in standard summer days, because it's fresh, it's a ambroxan. It can work beautifully in the spring when it's a bit colder. It pierces the cold well, and fall and winter. It's just an all-rounder with its character of smell. It pierces through the cold. It makes you feel nice, but it's not warm. I have a lot of other fragrances that I would gladly wear instead of Sauvage during the winter. I mostly use this in spring and summer it honestly fits me the best in those days. So people, Sauvage, fragrance that will get a lot of different reactions from different people. But I urge you to try this. To try this, because, as I said, don't let synthetic fragrances deter you. You might like it. And it's pretty much become a classic at this point. Someone would say that it's a staple to have, because it is a fragrance that performs in the projection category. Longevity and sillage, not that well, but it'll last at least around 6 or 7 hours. But the smell, what it might do for you, is just amazing. And people, I hope you liked this fragrance review. I hope you like this new style, this way that I scheduled everything. And people, I have to again thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support, for all your kind words, for all those subscriptions. Those are the things that keep you pushing. And I really hope that it'll stick with me along the way. So people, if you have any opinion, any comment, anything you want to say, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll appreciate it all. People, I'll talk to you later, and this was Memory Sent.